This is Eda Aliyev Stadium in Baku, where the annual international gathering of countries that are signatories to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change are camping in search of tangible solutions to defining issues of our time. Yesterday, delegates started arriving to get their registration done and get down to business. So about 198 countries comprising governments, businesses and civil society organizations are here to push for a lot of things, and climate finance, among other things, will be the focus of a global climate action needed for Earth to stay well below 1.5 degrees Celsius. At COP29 last year, developed countries like France, the United States, China, Germany, oil-rich Saudi Arabia made huge financial commitment to the loss and damage funds. But the questions here will be how many nations have been able to access these funds. So one of the agreements reached at COP28 back then in Dubai was the fact that countries agreed that nations should strive to keep temperatures well below 1.5 degrees Celsius. But what happened last year, we also saw a situation where the month of July was regarded as one of the warmest months in the year 2023. But new data has now revealed that in fact 2024 will be the most warmest year in the history of mankind. And what it means is that nations here are going to be holding themselves accountable for every action taken to mitigate, to limit or aggravate global warming. Executive Secretary of the United Nations Climate Change, Simon Still, in his opening remarks this morning, said one single COP can't deliver the full transformation that every nation needs, but as they meet here in Azerbaijan, they will be hoping government, business and civil society organizations will strike a balance to deal with the extreme weather events we all saw this year. For Nigeria, the National Council on Climate Change Secretariat, before this COP, had engaged negotiators whom they believe can deliver on all fronts for Nigeria.
The impact of climate change does not have boundaries. It affects each and every one of us. And so the talk at the plenary is, how do you drive resilience? How do you scale up resilience? How do you build resilience? Because without building resilience, we cannot talk about addressing climate action, climate change in the world over. And so how do we close the gap? How do we address this? Finance, finance, finance. And that is what this COP is about.
All of this is tended towards having a concrete roadmap that will help mitigate the impact of climate change in not just Nigeria, but every other country, especially the developing countries.